Hey Clear Lake peeps, Ross England here with Clear Lake Guide Service with your fishing report for 8/13/2020. Middle of August already. Amazing. Hope you guys are all doing well. Doesn't look like this nonsense virus thing is going to go away in the near future, so we're just going to have to deal with it. Pardon the water rat. Okay, conditions. It's hot. I mean hot. Like high 90s, low 100s through this weekend. So it's a little toasty. Of course, it doesn't feel that bad when you're out here on the lake. Sorry. It doesn't feel that bad when you're out here on the lake, but it's still, when you stop and if there's no breeze, it's toasty. Water temperatures are hanging around the 80-degree mark. Most of this week and last week, we'll call it 79-ish maybe, early morning, but the last couple mornings we've been out, it's been 80, 81 degrees, somewhere in that range. Algae, not too bad. You know, there's a little bit of it here and there, but overall, the water actually looks pretty darn good. So, compared to what it could look like. Fishing, so let's see, that's water temperature, water clarity. I hit North Lakeport one day since the last report, and it had a real reddish brown watercolor to it. It was clearish, but it just, you know, it has that look in the water of there's vegetation dying here. So that water wasn't very enticing to me. About half of Nice looks pretty good. Lucerne looks pretty good. The side of the lake, the south shore, you know, from the casino all the way down to the state park looks good. Really good, clearish water with the right color. Down below the Narrows looks good. I got into a little bit of algae this afternoon down near Monitor, down in that area, but yesterday afternoon we were goofing around down the Rattlesnake Arm, and it actually looked pretty good too. So overall, I think the water conditions look pretty good. It's just warm. The places that I've been and where I've been looking, I really haven't seen a lot of deep bait fish. I'm probably just missing it. I'm seeing areas where I see a lot of really shallow bait fish, and I mean really big numbers. Some of them are silverside, some of them are juvenile threadfin shad, some of them are adult threadfin shad, and there's a bunch of 1 to 1.5 inch juvenile crappie swimming around. A lot of the places where we're catching fish, they come up spitting up little crappie that are about yay long, which I realize on the camera you can't tell what that is, but just trust me, it's about 1 inch to 1.5 inches long. So the bite has been pretty consistent. If you're in the right place at the right time, you're having a good day, and if you're not in the right place at the right time, you're struggling. The last couple of days we've had good mornings and then struggled during the rest of the day. There's a decent to good frog bite if you can take advantage of it. There's still a lot of offshore grass, and by offshore I'm not talking about, you know, 1/4 mile or a 1/2 mile out, just, you know, out in 6+ feet of water. And by midday there's been quite a bit of blowing up around some of that stuff. And we've had mixed success with it, depending on if we were in the right places at the right time. So instead of doing what I've been doing, which is still fighting through trying to find some deeper fish, you know, I would go to the bank, go into some of the shallower weeds and try to find some topwater fish. You'll see them. You pull up to the right weed patch and just sit there for a while, and you'll see fish blowing up, or you'll hear them slurping. So that's around. Just find it and take advantage of it. probably the best baits for it, the way that most of that stuff looks, it probably is the frog. The fish that we've caught this week, we've caught them on a mix of, we've caught frogfish, we've caught ripbait fish, we've caught drop shot fish, Ned rig fish, underspin fish, pretty much the same stuff we were using last week. Our better fish have all come on the underspins. Today we had one that was almost 5.5. Yesterday we had one that was 5.25, right in that range. We've had the 5-pound fish that we've caught over the last week have all come on an underspin. So, and some of those, you know, we caught fish. We got one of them in Lucerne, one of them down in the Rattlesnake Arm, one of them in the Narrows. So it's kind of spread around. So I will definitely keep throwing that, and it'll probably get better. You know, something that some people have kind of forgotten is this can be a really good time of year to try that horny toad, or, you know, the plastic frog that you skip along the surface, you know, with one of those double hook setups, as well as a small buzzbait. So keep those things in mind. You might get a really good fish that way. Activity for this coming week, and there is I believe it's a BBT on Saturday, and then Sunday I believe there's a New Gen team tournament. I don't know where they're going out of. You know, I checked with some tournament organizations since the last video that we put out, and I told you I would. At this point in time, FLW is still coming, and they say that they're going to go out of the Skylark. So even though the casino over here closed to tournaments, the tournament is still being planned to go out of Skylark, which is good for Lakeport. Don't really know what else is going on with the other events. New Gen, everything that's they've posted is live and good. So the only actual tournament I know of, 2 tournaments that were canceled for this fall. One is Bob's Marine, and the other is the Triton Owners Tournament. And both of those were canceled just because of things being up in the air, and you know, you really can't blame anybody. So that's what's going on for activities this week. We'll keep you posted as far as the rest of the weeks go. This is typically the time when you start getting in the middle of September where things start getting busy up here, and unless you can come up during the week, the weekends will be a mess. So, for what that's worth, I still rate the fishing as good, maybe notch it down just a skosh, because you can spend a lot of time looking for a spot to fish that actually has active fish. So, but when you find them, you're catching them. And I got to tell you, the fish that we're catching are just really good, solid, fat fish. They really, really look good. So I guess that will be it for this report. We'll talk to you next Thursday. Caleb, my buddy, we'll see you soon.